James, brilliant to see you. Thanks very much for coming in. 500 appearances for Celtic. Let's just start there. What an achievement. How does it make you feel?
No, it's unbelievable. Honestly, it's great. Like when you hear kind of stats and achievements, like it's good when you don't focus on them at the time, and then when they creep up on you. I think it's great, and I think that's part of the reason why you play. Like, get so many highs. I've had so many highs playing with Celtic, and it's been unbelievable. So many years, and as I said, like so many games and big achievements here, and this is obviously another one.
Absolutely. You talk about those big games, big achievements. We're going to have a wee think back to those, a wee trip down memory lane. You can see here we've got some fantastic jerseys from through the years up on display here. We've got your home jerseys and some away tops from through the years, some opposition jerseys from games that you've played against. And it might be a nice sort of chance to reflect on what's been an extraordinary achievement so far in 500 appearances. We'll start down here and sort of early days for you. These would have been sort of the Celtic jerseys that would have been worn at the time maybe you were in the sort of academy coming up as a youngster. How do you look back on those days sort of as a developing player?
No, I think when you come through at Celtic, like you're obviously training, you're obviously like watching the first team games when you can, and you sometimes work at the games, and as you get a wee bit older you start like maybe cleaning like the first team players' boots and that as well, so you watch them playing the Champions League and games against Rangers and that as well, and then when you start like getting a bit older than that and you start like training with the first team, I think it's great experiences like you have as a young boy here when you progress through the years and through the academy, and as I said, it's been a pleasure to do so over the years.
So we see you talk about working at those games. You talk about like as a ball boy, side of the pitch and stuff like that. Can you remember any of those?
Yeah, no, I think
moments?
Because I was maybe a wee bit further away from Glasgow, I only maybe done ball boy like a few times. That's maybe more when you're younger, and then maybe start when you get a wee bit older and you start coming in full time. You start working at games, like you're cleaning the boots and you're helping the kit men out with the games as well. So no, I think that's all part and parcel of coming through, and you get to see what the first team players doing. I think it's exciting definitely as a young boy. Obviously,
it wasn't too long then before you became a first team player yourself. You make your debut in May 2010 against Motherwell. It's a debut to remember, of course, as you came on the park and you scored. Would have been this sort of jersey here at this point in time that you'd have been wearing that day. Talk to me about that. What's it like making your debut for Celtic and then scoring as well?
No, it was unbelievable. I think that season I'd been on the bench a few times under the previous manager, and then obviously when Lennon got the job, I was up every day training with the first team, and obviously I think we maybe went 2 or 3-0 up in the game, and then he put me on. So no, it was obviously it's a great achievement. You want to start your career and you make your debut, and I think it obviously makes it even better that obviously scored in your debut as well. And no, it was obviously I can remember how delighted I was, and to be fair, like all my teammates, like youth team and like family, and even like you see the players in the first team, like when I scored the goal as well, still watch back and you can see that they were delighted for us as well.
It was an unbelievable moment, and I look at this jersey here, another guy who came through the academy set up with Celtic, Aidan McGeady. You know, as a winger, when you're coming up, are you looking at players like that and sort of using them as motivation yourself as you break into the first team?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can always remember doing like interviews when I first come through, and I would always say like McGeady and Sean Maloney, that they were the ones that when I was training with, and like when I wasn't in the first team, I was always looking up to them, just because you said like they were in my position, and they were obviously really good footballers, and I think they were like really good in their own ways, like separate ways as well, and obviously played with Maloney at Scotland as well. So no, they were top players, and I think it's great learning players in your position. Obviously, when I get to first team, you train me like Bruni, and like what he's done for my career it was unbelievable as well. But no, definitely like Maloney, McGeady, I'd say were the two that I always did look up to, because like the position that I play as well.
Tremendous players. I'm just looking here as well. Long sleeve. Were you ever a long sleeve jersey wearer?
No, never.
Short sleeves?
No, always short sleeve.
Hard as nails. Let's move on to this here. I mean, this jersey just brings back so many memories to myself, for a lot of Celtic supporters as well. But for you, you know, in this jersey, I'm thinking games like, you know, Georgios Samaras scoring a double at Ibrox. You know, you were playing that day. That must have been just an unbelievable experience to go to a place like that. We were kind of unfancied that game as well, if my memory serves. We managed to go and get the result. What was that like?
Yeah, I think I can kind of remember as well. I think going into the game, I think we had a lot of injuries, and maybe we were playing players out of position, and then there was maybe, as you said, it was maybe kind of patched up team going there, and obviously it was like won at Ibrox 2-0. I think it was a day that I think that's maybe why you do remember, like it was kind of a patched up team and there was loads of players out because of the result in the game. But no, it was another incredible experience. I think it was probably my first win at Ibrox as a first team player as well. So no, it's another highlight in the career.
It was unbelievable. We also won the Scottish Cup as well that season. We beat Motherwell in the final. That would have been probably your first winners' medal at that point. Are those moments that sort of stay with you forever? You know, winning silverware with this club.
Aye, I think maybe more now. Like maybe at the time, I didn't. It's obviously great. Like when you're playing with Celtic, even through the youth, like you play in tournaments, and it's always about winning and playing well as well as winning. And I think that's what it's like at Celtic when you come through the youth, and when you go to first team, it's no different in the way that they want to win games. And no, it's as I said, like looking back, like your first trophy is really good to get.
The character on the back of this jersey, Charlie Mulgrew. What was he like to share a dressing room with? I've heard some stories, but you're better placed than anybody else to tell us.
No, I think everyone has seen Charlie's like the way he tells stories, and I think for me, like the likes of like Charlie, Bruni, like Joe Ledley, at that time like Paddy McCall, there's loads of characters, and I think for me, like coming into first team, there was no many players like my age like coming through, so I think for the types of characters, they definitely helped me settle in, and like yeah, they were just really good about the change room. I think it was just the old school way, and I think Lennon at the time, like he loved our change room. It was just, as I said, it was just full of characters, and but at the same time they always put the graft in training, and you've seen that in games as well. But as I said, I think for me coming through as a young boy, like maybe quieter than the rest, I think it was great to it was great to have them in the change room.
I can imagine. So I mean, run about this time as well, you're starting to make headlines. People are noticing you putting in really good performances, we're winning things as well. It's run about this time as well that you're called up as a senior first team Scotland player. What's that like? Is that a different sort of sense of achievement and pride than it is sort of making it at your club? You know, describe those feelings.
No, I think it's another great achievement, and I think obviously for your family as well, and then playing your national team. I think everyone in Scotland that they would like to do that, and I think at the time there was maybe like there was some Celtic boys as well. Like I'd played with Scotland 19s and 21s and got up to the first team. As again, I don't think there was many players like that was my age at the time in Scotland, but I think you had Bruni and you had other players there at Celtic, and I did know players, and I think that definitely helped me when I went away.
Aye, well, I mean, you know, these early years, they're really exciting, obviously for yourself. You're in amongst the international setup as well. But as we progress towards 2012, 2013, in terms of in Europe, it becomes really exciting. And I'm pulling out here a absolutely cracking Celtic top, but it brings back immediate memories of your Champions League debut, which is away at Spartak Moscow. We've actually got the Spartak Moscow jersey as well. You came on that night and obviously scored the equaliser on the night. We got to win it. Big Samaras scored a late header to win that game. It was our first away win in the Champions League as well that night. What was that game like? Yeah, no, it was obviously great to be involved in. As you said, like for the club, it was massive. Like first Champions League win away, and no, I can still kind of remember bits of the game. Like I think the game was on Astro as well, and obviously McGeady was playing for Spartak as well. So no, there's loads of memories from the game, and as you said, like coming on, like contributing for the team and that as well, and getting the win. I think it was another good highlight. I looked up. I mean, technically maybe it's listed as an own goal.
I don't think I scored that night. You said.
No, I'm giving you the goal. I think it's gone in. Well, does it? It comes off the keeper, then deflects in. I mean, listen, I'm going to give you the goal, to be honest, James. I'm giving you.
I think you've been too nice.
We also obviously had that famous win against Barca that season as well. Brilliant Barcelona jersey. some great names. I've actually signed the front of this top as well. Some of the best players that I've ever pulled on a pair of football boots. We were unlucky over in the Nou camp. That we were unlucky not to come away with that with a draw. Did the game here, which we won. It must have just been brilliant just to be involved in that moment and in that achievement. And around the place.
It was unbelievable. I think for the home game I was injured, and I remember I actually watched it, and I was in the stands like watching the game, and the atmosphere the full night was incredible. And just as I said, like I think the boys were unbelievable that night, and I was obviously delighted for Tony, who I've been close with over the years and that as well. So like what he done, like coming on and scoring, and I think that kind of memory will stay with him forever as well, and for the club, and rightly so. So no, I think, as I said, it was another great night for the club, and one that everybody's still talking about now.